Hello. Alright. I have moved the other original 8K 2001 series small keyboard PET I have. I'm not sure if you can see, and maybe you can and maybe you can't, but on the monitor in front of where I am, just a little up from the train, it's hard to see. To me it looks purple. It may look different. Let me touch that thing there. Anyway, there was an enclosure that went under the tape drive in those machines, so I know that that's there. Anyway, I know this machine has issues. For one thing, it doesn't have a keyboard. And there was a chip in it that had some missing pins. And I'm not sure that the monitor is working. But parts are good. And the case looks lovely. So, but I've got more to do here. Going in. Sure if it's something I was getting. What the heck is it? Oh yeah, that was something that I sold that never ended up going. I feel something. This is not good. Ow! Ow! The thing that was pestering me was an old film sort of editor thing, and one of its arms was reaching out and trying to get me to knock it down. Trying not to do that. Okay. I'm back. I think I need to move this box. This is an original box from an C64. And there's a 1541 trying to trip me up. Alright, I think what I really need to do now is take these large poster things from the days of Lincoln and move them. Even though I just moved them there. Because I have something else I want to get out of here. But it will take some doing. There's draw poker for the Vic-20. But the cartridge is not in the packaging. Alright, what is that? Yeah. Ugh. So I am once again moving things. This appears to me, some parts of a 1541. I think I was working on a couple of 1541s a while ago, but ran into trouble. They were the small board versions and had issues figuring out what was what, and then got distracted and never went back. Oh, this looks like, oh, well it must be to the top of, and the circuit board for an SFD. 1001. And probably the screws that came with it. Here is a single solitary disc. Probably one that I used as a blank disc. Probably. But I'm not sure who. Here's some Amiga things. Discs. Now, once again, that looks like the bottom of the SFD 1001. Oh. Or maybe it's a 1541. They look much the same, but not quite. Okay. So, as parts accumulate, works. Parts accumulate. Ooh, a Sharpie of sorts. We'll tuck that aside. Can always use a Sharpie. And some tools. Oops. And another Sharpie. And here, what's this? Here's an MPS 802 printer. This is kind of heavy. I don't want to put it on top of something, or it could do harm. Oh, there's 1581. And lots of cables. Oh, 128 and the top of 128. And what I'm really here for is got a lot of screws sitting on it because of course it's a good place to put things. I should have around here, I seem to remember I used to have a whole bunch of little cups to put screws in. But I don't see them. Oh, here's a screwdriver. Not a screwdriver, a flashlight. Okay, that's nice. But I'd really like a place to put these screws and things in. Do I have one? I know I had a whole bunch of cups. Ooh, look. It's a bus card, too, and it has the little wire attachment. Cool. Yeah. So here I stand with this little bunch of screws that I'll probably never figure out what they're supposed to go in anyway. Well, you know, here is the heat shield from a video chip on a 64. I'm going to gather up all the screws and things that I can find that are tucked away here, of which there are many. Oh my God, there's other things too. Oh, that's from an Amiga. It's the little thing that goes on the side door of an Amiga 500. Some more screws. Okay, now these screws, there's a whole bunch here. And I think that they there, put them near that. Now, what else is going to cause me trouble here? I don't know. Well, there's the top of a 1541. Just set that down carefully. Oh. There's a power supply for a 1541 or a 1571, or sorry, a 1571-2, which I've never seen, or a 1581. Oh. Alright, now, once again, part of the thing here will be, once you figure it out, styrofoam, where RAM expander, Amiga 500, may be damaged by the battery, maybe not. I'm just trying to figure out where the power cord for this machine is lurking so that I can move things before I go to lift this machine and have a catastrophe. Alright. And I have found it. So, I will take the cord and wrap it around the monitor. And I think I'm ready to move with this. I think. But before I make sure, before I avoid any further avalanches, I will pull it out a bit and see that in fact it is clear to move. And I'll hold it up here for a second. And yes, indeed, it is another small screen PET. This one has the keyboard and such. This is the one I was working on a while ago, and everything was going really well. And then it wasn't. I'm just going to flip the lid for a second, see what I see. Oh yeah. It looks all there. What is this cassette? Oh, a cassette from the Toronto Pet Users Group. Back when they were on Avenue Road. 1912A. That building has since been, I think, torn down and redone. It was a nice building. The nice thing about it was they had a lot of offices upstairs. So as things expanded, another room could be acquired. And it was. I don't remember all the offices that were part of the office when things were really going well. There was a bunch. Okay. I will gather my strength and my dexterity, and this pet needs to go with the other two. This one, I'm hopeful, will work again. As I say, I must review, much like in sports. Let's look at the replay. Oh my. It's funny, you know, as I look over at the pile of disk drives over here, not all of it, but one part of the pile is taller than I am. It's capped off by, I think, a Hayes smart modem, a cassette drive, you know, a data set, a 1520 plotter, printer, and looks like 4 1571s, and, you know, other things. Yeah. Oh, there's a box for a 1581, but I'm assuming it's empty, because I'm pretty sure I only have one 1581, and I see it in front of me. Alright, so, the way is clear. I'm just looking around here. Oh, this, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but this is a train, a steam engine at, I would call it at a water stop, and it was done by a fellow who was a neighbor of ours growing up, but I didn't know he was a famous Canadian train artist. His name was Wentworth Falcons, and it wasn't until well after he had sadly died of cancer that I discovered how great he was. So I found this. There were 575 of these prints. This is number 5. And it shows through a wooden fence a steam engine and a water stop with a trestle in the background and a little boy with a fishing pole watching. Anyway, somewhere I have a book. Somewhere. I do. Anyway, and mind you, you know what the nice thing about art is? I mean, this is gorgeous, I love it, and all, but it doesn't mean that this actually, I'm sure parts of this existed that he could do it, but I'm not sure that we could ever go and find this spot with this trestle and this fence and such, or the remains of it. Anyway, I just don't know. Alright. It is time to move. It is. So with great care, I will hoist this pet upon my shoulder, and then I will walk with great care past another pet, past a dual drive with an Amiga on the top of it. My foot is sticking on something. It's okay. It's okay. Oh. It's okay. Just take it slow. When you feel a cord wrapping around your leg like a boa constrictor, stop and ponder. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay. So thanks for being here. Stay tuned for the next exciting episodes. Oh. The eagle has landed. Oh. Okay. And if you're still here, thanks for hanging in. Bye for now.